Hello, drivers in training. See what I did there? Listen, I want to talk about a few things today. I want to talk about how you come into the lesson. I want to talk about how you talk to yourself when you make mistakes. I want to talk about like how the energy in the car, you build your own confidence with the way that you speak to yourself and the way that you allow yourself to feel in the lesson at the time. I want to talk about your instructor's behavior, of how you're behaving. I want to talk about performance enhancing thoughts. I want to talk about performance interfering thoughts. I want to talk about positive reinforcement, which is the way to learn to drive. You cannot, and there is a very small amount of people that will act okay with being shouted at, with being told off all the time. I'm going to go into quite a lot of detail, but my student today said, you can be strict with me, right? Now, really? She's saying that because she knows that I'm not like stereotypically strict. Weirdly, I am strict, but not stereotypically shouty strict. But when we were dealing with something today, she said, be strict with me, be stricter with me, right? And we laughed, and she said, it suits my personality. And I said, well, it doesn't suit mine. But listen, positive reinforcement, right, is the way to get somebody to learn like something. It's quite rare that somebody just wants to be shouted at all the time. If I had a trampoline instructor and I was literally being shouted at all the time, told off all the time, I would just think, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to give you my money anymore. There's only a certain amount of time that it would take me to be like, nah, do you know what? I'm not going to bounce anymore. I'm just not doing it. There's like a limit, right? If you're dealing with somebody who is teaching you with positive reinforcement, like you've done something good, and they congratulate you and they give you a gold star, yeah, which is what happens in my driving lessons, yeah, then we're positively reinforcing. So when you do a driving lesson, yes, okay, some stuff will go wrong, but when you start to focus only on that and you forget that the rest of the lesson was absolutely fantastic, yeah, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, then you're focusing on the negative, and actually it hurts the rest of the driving lesson, and it also hurts your learning mind because you're just scolding yourself all the time, yeah? So I hope I don't forget things, but I've had 3 students today, and that's all I've got, right? Because I've got the school run to do. But all of them, in their own way, were kind of like telling themselves off in different ways, okay? So it doesn't really matter about the faults too much when I talk about this. It's not really about the faults, but I have to say a little bit for you to understand. My first student has had an extremely busy life in the last week and a half. She's been gallivanting off all over the country. She's been taking different trains. She's been on deadlines. She's been this, that, and the other. She's like, brrr. Yeah, it's like she's just been having about 17 caffeines like a day. And because she's in that mindset of like frantic, she brought that into the car today. And when we learnt roundabouts today, it's too fast, too frantic. We didn't have enough time to like sort stuff out. We were emergency stopping or using incorrect speed. It doesn't really matter about the faults, yeah? But what happened is she brought in the energy from her life, and like we had a massive discussion. It's all been discussed, yeah, we've all spoken about it. And it's okay, because these things are going to happen. We need to learn how to do it. Driving is for life, right? She could have cancelled her lesson and gone, look, do you know what, I'm not in, which is fine, okay? Like, you know, depending on how strict your driving instructor is about a cancellation fee, right? If you are feeling like that it's too much, then cancellation. But it is life. Yeah, in your life, you're going to be feeling stressed and you've got to drive anyway. But I appreciate that learning to drive is difficult. Anyway, she decided to come to her lesson, right? But she's flitty and the roundabouts were hard. If we had chosen a different speed, right, on approach to the roundabouts, they would have been so much easier. She was forgetting where she was going, so I was having to grab the wheel and bring her back to correct positioning. We were turning right. She forgot, tried to go straight on. I had to get her to go around the corner because of the person on the left. Too fast, too fast. Coming up to closed roundabouts and trying to use second, and then being lucky that the person on the right was turning left. Hairy stuff, yeah. If my kids were in the car, you know. Now, with the driving instructor, they can leave it a little bit longer because they've got dual controls, and your driving instructor, yeah, is probably going to be quite chilled. Like, you can't really scare your driving instructor. It's quite hard to scare you. I mean, I can't remember the last time I was scared, but my students can do some crazy stuff, and I'm like, oh well, you know. There's like a really funny bit in The Naked Gun. I don't know whether you've seen that film, but like this learner goes down the wrong way she's in a car race. She's like racing, like a car chase. Anyway, and then she goes down the wrong way of a one-way system, and then a truck's coming, and the driving instructor, because she's still on a driving lesson, just goes, "Okay, stop the car," and it's so dangerous, and he's just like, "Put it into reverse." He's like, they're so chilled and like they're just in so much danger. You can't scare your driving instructor. But if I was in a car that didn't have dual controls, it would have been more worrying. Am I going to let her come up to a closed junction that fast? We don't know what's going on the right. We literally don't know if something's coming. I wouldn't have been so chilled if we didn't have dual controls, which we had this discussion. My student later just said, "Be strict with me," but she can only say that because she knows deep in my heart that I'm not a stereotypically strict person. But she wants me to be like heavier on her, which is fine, I can do that, but then I'll revert back to the positive reinforcement. I prefer to positively reinforce, so when she does something right, when the roundabout speed is correct, I'm like, "How did that feel? Wasn't that great? Oh my goodness, did you see our position? Did you see how easy it was to give way and see what was going on? Did you see how incredible that was? Blah, blah, blah," positive reinforcement. Rather than, "Well, that was absolutely horrendous. We could have died." Yeah, I don't even know whether I can say that word. I don't know what my limitations are, man. But you know, I don't want to sit there and go, "Well, that was absolutely horrendous," because like nobody wants to be spoken to like that. So, you know, you need to look at the positive. I did that one really well. When I was slower, the roundabouts were so much easier. It was so much safer if I had children in the car. My car was safer. I felt safer. My position was amazing. I could see who to give way to. I could see what their positioning was. I could see if there was a blocker. I could see if the person on the right was only turning left. I could position well in the roundabout. Yeah. Second student I saw, she came into the car, she said, "I'm very, very fragile." This is my, no, that was my third student. Okay, I'll come back. So I'm just talking about her now. Third student today, "I'm feeling very, very fragile." Oh, okay. Are you feeling okay for this? Like, you know, are you feeling all right? Then we have a little discussion about her private life, yeah? And I gave her the opportunity to cancel, right? Because it's okay if, you know, if it depends on your driving instructor, right? But there was an understanding I would have let her cancel if she just said, "No, I want to be here. I don't want to miss any lessons because my test is booked," which I agree with, right? But if it's going to be absolutely horrendous, maybe you should save the money and come back when you're feeling stronger. But anyway, we did the lesson. We had a discussion about what we should do today because she's feeling very fragile. So I said, "Okay, like what do you want to do? Do you maybe want to just do a maneuver, something a bit chill? Like we'll go somewhere chill, and we'll just do that today." Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Perhaps we could also, she said, perhaps we could also do like meeting traffic, like how to position and what to do. For me, that subject is hard, yeah? I wouldn't choose that for somebody chilling, right? So I said that to her. I said, "Yeah, that's normally, I think that's quite a hard subject. So if you're feeling a bit fragile, do you think we should maybe start with the maneuver first so you can chill?" Anyway, we went to go and do the maneuver, right? First one, pulling up on the right, reversing. Beautiful, gorgeous, love it, yeah? When she pulled up on the right, she was opposite a turn, but not really sure about that part of it, but everything else was gorgeous, yeah? But we had a chat about that. Then she's thinking, yeah, feeling a bit better. Then we went off and did the parallel park, needed to just sort a little bit about that. And then she started doing ninja ones, brilliant. Oh yeah, they were so good. Yeah, they were just absolutely beautiful. Started having a laugh with her. Oh, I hope somebody was looking out the window because you were just absolutely flipping amazing then. Yeah, like all that kind of stuff. Positive reinforcement, feeling a lot better. She's starting to laugh and enjoy herself, yeah. Then I said to her, okay, we've got like 20 minutes left. Would you like us to go and maybe do like a controlled stop somewhere, which is still chill? Or do you want to like maybe have a look at this meeting traffic situation? Let's go and have a look at the meeting traffic situation. Yeah, of course, because she's built all of her confidence. Yeah, very important. If you are responsible of building your own confidence, I don't know what your situation is, yeah? But if you're building your own confidence, you have got to give yourself praise for all of the good things you've done. Do not focus on the negative constantly, because you'll take yourself into a vortex of hell, okay? Keep on building. Do a left turn, it's amazing. Oh my goodness, aren't I brilliant? I'm such a legend. Yeah, I just took that turn and it was flipping brilliant. Yeah, and then, you know, down the road you do a dodgy gear change. All right then, well, that's just happened, but whatever, yeah, it's fine. And then you do another turn and it's excellent, your point of turn is great. Yes, that's really good. Yeah, really, really good. Keep on like telling yourself that you're doing really well. My second, I'm all over the place. My first student, oh God, do you know what? I've completely gone the wrong way with this. Now I'm talking about the first student that I saw today. I've literally been all over the place. My first student today did crossroads turning right as her main subject, which was excellent. An hour and a half. We did so good, right? We did so good. But she's got a bit of a clutch issue at the moment, right? And all she needs to do, right, is she needs to set her gas while she's finding her bite in certain situations. Sadly, she's got into a massive habit. She's got her own car as well. She's got a massive habit of having her right foot on the carpet, nowhere near any of the controls, and she's just using the clutch. Now, her fault doesn't really matter. It's the mindset that I'm trying to get across in this video, okay? But her fault is that she's leaving her right foot on the floor and then she's using her biting point to move away. And then when she's fully moved away, then she's going to the gas and it's like a little jerky bit, yeah? And we've got a very slow pull away. Her foot is not pivoting from the brake to the accelerator. She takes her foot clean off the brake and then goes to the accelerator and then back to the brake and clean off, which works, yeah, but it's not really correct. We should have our foot in line with the brake and then be pivoting our toes like this. So that means that you'd always press the brake with perfection in an emergency, because your foot's already there pivoting from the heel. And then when you're accelerating, you're on a slant. That's why your pedals are different shapes. That's why your accelerator is long and thin and your brakes are different, because of the pivoting that we're supposed to be doing. Now, students can move their entire foot over and yeah, you can drive a car, but I'm going to try and get her to do this now, right? So when she goes to pull away, she puts her foot on the floor. So she's not even anywhere. Her foot's on the carpet. So, and then she's finding her biting point, moving off very slowly. And that works for when you're just like nipping around like in little nursery areas where you're turning left and right. But when we go and do like massive or medium-sized roundabouts where we've got to take little gaps, this is not going to be good, yeah? You're only going to be able to pull off at a maximum of 3 to 5 miles an hour. That's very slow when you're taking a very small gap. I need her to get her foot on the gas, yeah, and train her. But because she focused in on this, which is the point of my video, because she focused in on this, she got more and more sad, like through the lesson, even though the crossroads subject was very, very good. Normally, the crossroads subject, I have a recap note and we do it twice. That is not on her notes. She doesn't need to recap. We did an hour and a half on it. Most students recap twice on that as a solo like focus. She's not having to have the second lesson. That's how good I think her lesson was. But she doesn't think it was good. She was almost head in hands at the end of the lesson, even though I was trying to, like, you know, positively and reinforce, and don't forget that your lesson, and I told her all of this. I said, you don't have to recap on the yellow book. That's how well you've done today. Most students would have to go back and do it again. You've done so well, yeah, on your subject. You're upset with your feet, which is, okay, yes, we need to sort it. It's a bit like, you know, somebody saying, you know, you've been using your knife and fork wrong forever, and you now need to change it back over. And you might say to that person, well, I don't care that my knife and fork are the wrong way round. I couldn't care less. I can still feed myself. And yeah, that's true. But when you go to a fancy restaurant, yeah, like Titanic style, and Jack can't use, not Jack, is it Jack? And he doesn't know how to use the oh no, that's Pretty Woman when she doesn't know which one to use. Getting my films mixed up, yeah. But yeah, when you go to a fancy restaurant and you're not doing it properly, then it's an issue, yeah. So I could leave it. I said to her, look, I could leave it. But it's not quite right. For me as a driving instructor, I'm alerted that this is not correct, and it's weird for me not to fix it. I can't, even though it works, like the knife and fork thing, she can feed herself, she can move the car. It's not quite right, yeah? And long term, if I met her in 5 years, there's no way she's going to be doing that in 5 years. She's going to train herself out of it because she's going to want to go faster. Let's see if he's any good if it is reverse. He will. He's going to be great. Oh, little fix. No, that's all right. He's got 3. Anyway, right. It's going to be a distraction. So can you see how, like, each student needed to make sure that they positively and reinforce? They come to their lessons like, maybe chill, man, before your lesson. Maybe to get the most out of your lesson, maybe chill. Just for 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe chill, because you'll get more from your driving lessons if you're chill, yeah? People think I'm well or odd just talking to myself. So, like, just maybe chill. Though, like, sometimes, like, when I turn up to a driving lesson and the student's forgotten that I'm coming, and I text them, I'm here, I'm outside. I forgot that you were coming. Oh no. And then they buzz around like a little busy bee, and I'm like, don't worry about it, just chill, it's all good, because I know what's going to happen. They're going to come in, they're going to bring that energy, and then we're going to be flitting around like crazy. And actually that driving lesson suddenly becomes like, it's not worth as much as it could have been if you just chill. Don't worry about it, it's cool. Don't worry, you're here, it's all right, chill, because you're going to get more from it, yeah? So if you've got the luxury of time, just have a nice cup of tea, try and chill. Try not to work up to the last minute and then come to your driving lesson. If you can, I know it's hard, but if there's an ability to be able to just get yourself into a mindset, maybe if you're at work, maybe just go to the toilet, yeah, with the 5 minutes, and just be like, look in the mirror and just be like, okay, I'm gonna go into this lesson and I'm just gonna chill. I'm just going to put my worries on hold from the job for a minute. I'm not going to take it with me because I need to focus on this driving. Performance enhancing thoughts, PETS, performance enhancing thoughts, positive reinforcements. Your driving instructor congratulating you. I did well on this, I did well on that, I'm doing really well. Yes, I've made a mistake, but that's all part of it. I'm doing well. That turn was amazing. That roundabout was amazing. That gear change was amazing. That steering was amazing. Those mirror checks were amazing. Positive, enhancing thoughts. PETS. Get your pet to help you out. Yeah. Pits. Don't go down the pit of hell. Performance interfering thoughts. I thought I got it the wrong way around then, but I'm all right. That's why I had a moment. Performance interfering thoughts. Oh, I'm never going to get this. Oh no. Like my student this morning, she was totally in that. Positive performance interfering thoughts. She was going down the spiral of hell, yeah? Oh, I can't do the clutch. Oh God, I'm so bad at this. Oh no, I'm never going to get it. Oh, it's awful. It's terrible, blah, blah, blah. It's just interfering, yeah? You need to just grab hold of it and just go, Yeah, well, I'm learning how to drive. Obviously, it's, you know, that's why I'm taking driving lessons. That's why I can't just get in the car and just drive away, because I have to learn. And I'm a human being, and I have to learn how to not do stuff. We all walk, yeah, if we're lucky enough to be able to walk, right? And we've got use of our legs, but we all fall over. There isn't a baby in the world who's got use of their legs who didn't fall over when they were trying to learn to walk. When you're learning to drive, you are going to make mistakes, and you need to put it into the category of I'm learning. And that's okay. Because I did so well on this bit, you know? So performance enhancing thoughts, PETs, yeah, and performance interfering thoughts, going down the pit of hell. All right, guys? So I really hope that helps you, and I'll see you on the next video.